Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell and welcome to 10,000 and Below. This is a series in which I'm taking a look at the games that are ranked fairly low on Board Game Geek. And sometimes I really like them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I discover new stuff just like y'all do, and I just find it to be a fascinating thing. So let's get started. Today, first of all, this one here, I gotta tell you right now, unfortunately, the rating is gonna go down to a 6, maybe lower as time goes by. But when this came out, I was super pumped. Super Giant Monster Showdown. This is a game that is essentially a print and play game nowadays. I mean, look at that. But the idea of it was so fascinating to me that you would rebuild your character, and yeah, I think we have to drop the rating lower. It hasn't really stood up to the test of time, but when I first got it, I was like, what? You put these cards together, you make this powerful creature, this is awesome. Yeah, it is a fun idea, and I wish more companies would make games like this, but CyberGecko 1999, a 21-year-old game that looks like it came out much earlier than that, unfortunately. All right, Veracruz, the U.S. invasion of Mexico, 1847. Designed by Richard Berg and SPI, which is probably the ultimate combination of game that I don't want to play, but as you can see, that's what it looks like. A lot of people enjoy this one. There you have it. All right, this game's just called Dig, D-I-G. It is from Mangrove Games. Why is that name so familiar to me? I guess it's not. Oh. That's because the person who made this disappeared, it says. He announced Mangrove was going under and would not be fulfilling the Hollywood Death Race Kickstarter. He promised refunds but vanished instead. Ah, that's unfortunate. So I guess I really shouldn't be promoting a game from someone who did that. It's 8-bit artwork anyway. Dig. Well, that's a sad story to have found here. Let's find something more positive as we go through. Of course, we're seeing a lot of games here that I usually look at them if they have 100 or more ratings, but if they look interesting and that cover is catching my mind, here for Arborea. I do like that cover. Oh, it's from Christopher Bollinger. Okay. Well, he's designed some great games. Favorite flowers, grow flowers, move the sun, move the clouds, create rain, and destroy opponents' flowers. Well, this game looks fun. It really does. I'm glad we stopped on this one. It's an interesting concept. I wonder, I'm guessing this never came out in English. It does say Lumberjack Studio. Oh, that's from France. Okay. Well, I never played that one, but it looks fun. All right, man, there's a lot of Black Stories games in here. Mosk Flipped. I think that's how you would say it. From White Goblin Games. It looks like you're building mice here, maybe? Or flipping things. It's a card game, obviously, with mice and different things. It was a Spiel des Jahres Kinderspiel recommended, so it's a kid's game. Okay. Well then, I'm assuming it's good, because those Kinderspiel games are almost always good. Amuse Cube here. This one I said was okay. This is a game in which you are building cubes. The pieces actually come together and you can stick them together in various ways. They are like almost like Legos, not quite, but they have that kind of attachment that you can do to build these different pieces. And it's like a puzzle essentially, where you have these pieces and you have to build the cube. It's an interesting puzzle concept. I don't know if it's a great game, but I do like the pieces a lot. Then we got the Crazy Creatures of Dr. Doom. This is one of Stronghold Games' first games. I remember playing this one. It's a very light game. As you play cards on top of other cards, almost like a trick-taking style game, but a very random one and a very light one. I don't dislike it. You're just trying to get rid of cards and not be penalty cards. I like the theme of it. It was called the Crazy Creatures of Dr. Doom, and then they changed it to Crazy Creatures of Dr. Gloom because Dr. Doom is probably trademarked by Marvel. Came at a 10, I do remember that. Squirmish. I like this game. It's a little fun little game. I think I reviewed this last year, actually. Squirmish is a game in which you are putting down cards and they're all fighting each other. For some reason, this particular mechanism is one that I enjoy. I also like just the different artwork and how the different cards affect each other and they have special abilities. It's silly, it's light, it's fun, and it gives kids a feel of a much bigger tactical game. The Courtesans of Versailles. This came out in 1988. Clash of Arms game. I say. Not really liking the artwork on it, but you are trying to improve your standing here. You can land in the dungeons of the Bastille. Okay. I've never played it. Well, let's continue down. Okay, we got to stop here. If you guys have never seen this, this is a pretty cool thing. A tactics. I know this because me and my son were just messing with this the other day. There's lots of tactics. There's Star Wars, Marvel, and Transformers. And you could take these things, and they had these little things, and you shot at each other. It's really fun. Pre-painted. I don't know if they're pre-painted. They're plastic injected. Yeah, I don't think they're pre-painted. Plastic injected models, and you get to shoot at each other and click, and sometimes they'd have special abilities based on how they clicked across the floor. It's a simple game, not complex, but they are also fun toys. Sunny Day. Didn't I review this one? I did not. Happy Bow Bow. I must have this at my house then. I like how it looks. It's matching. Place the best tiles. Huh. I don't think I have played this one, but it seems like it'd be a fun one to play, where you try to match different tiles then. Simple game for kids. All right. Overturn from 1987. Boy, I keep getting distracted by these games today here. This one here, a modular board, and you place color rings to find a word. Let's take a look at how this modular board works. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I wonder if you can rotate these to get words. I'm looking for a word there. Ooh, keep. I see it. I'm looking for another word. Den. Poo. All right. Let's continue to go down. Win, play, show. That's not the win, play, show that has a lot of ratings. That's a smaller one. Letterhead. Interesting enough, I have reviewed 2 games in my life called Letterhead. And this one in particular, so you might say, that's an interesting box here from the Lawsons. But that is because you did not see the original box cover from Atlas Games. What? That's horrifying. If you're ever, you should love redheads. I have 2 of them myself, but if they look like that, I could see people being maybe afraid of them. And it's an okay letter game, and you're just, building words and stuff. But that cover and the artwork, too bad. Although the new one looks okay, but still not great. Amuse, Amaze, and Crazy Race. All right, so Amuse, Amaze is from HL Games. Another one where you form letter tiles and letters, moving your pawn around the word. You're moving through a maze based on words. Well, that's an interesting idea. And I guess you can put down letters to help yourself move quicker. Okay, cool. Crazy Race. I remember this game from Michael Schacht. I don't know that I've played this one, but Mogul, which is a fantastic game, and Crazy Race, and another game, 3 of them, if you put all 3 covers together, they formed a picture. The Crazy Race was one of the outside ones. This one here, yeah, see, it's one of the 3 Spiel aus Timbuktu, along a Mogul and Station Manager. Mogul's a great game. Here you have creatures that you will be running down a race and betting on them. I'm not sure I ever played this one. I thought I wanted to play all these. These all did not come with English instructions, so I know I had to hunt them down. Mogul was reprinted by Rio Grande. All right, 3 games in a row here. We have Saga, Handy, and Showdown Yahtzee. So let's start with Saga here. This one has 151 ratings. The Age of Heroes minigame. This definitely has like a 80s comic book vibe to it. Bunch of counters there. When did this game come out? 80. All right, I was 4. TSR mini game. Nah. All right, Handy. Oh, I played Handy. Handy's a game designed by Chris Handy, go figure, in which you have these balls, and then you must hold them between different fingers and palms and stuff with the person to your right and to your left without letting them fall. That's the whole game. It's a funny idea. It came from Simply Fun, which was the Tupperware of board game companies, and it was, again, like I said, it's a straight-up okay game. Chris Handy, though, if you haven't heard of him, went along to publish quite a few games, including all those little pack of gum type games like Bust and Dig and Hue here. He also did Cinque Terre and Long Shot, so quite a good designer. This one didn't do anything for me. Showdown Yahtzee from 1991, which I got in a thrift store. I remember this very distinctly because it came with this tray and you could roll the dice inside, and you were trying to score specific things on the outside of the board. Not a great game, but I do like that dice tray, and I like rolling dice. And I like how this game, which Showdown Yahtzee was 1991, clearly was designed by someone who was yearning for the 70s and the styles therein. It's not a good game, unfortunately, but I do like that dice tray. Let's see, dday Dice Pocket, Compatibility 15th Anniversary Edition. I never saw this one. This is not one in thrift stores. I wonder if this is the one that Z has. I just have regular compatibility. Sawana. Fingerball. All right, I gotta take a look at that one. Whales Destroying the World. I've played Whales Destroying the World. And Kaleido. All right. Fingerball. 1, 2, 3. Touchdown. Oh, yeah. This is from Stephen Glenn. He showed me this game. You reveal 1, 2, or 3. If you do 2 fingers more than your opponent, you do a touchdown. 1 less than your opponent, you get a field goal. And if you do the same number, the quarter ends. It's really dumb, and I played it, and it worked well. It's a nice little rock, paper, scissors game. Yeah, I like that game. That was fun. Whales Destroying the World. Did I review this one? I did review this one. I did not care for this one. I like the artwork in it. Has really cool art. But, yeah. What's the basic general thing here? You're waging war. You're putting these together. You offer a card. You choose to keep your own card or send them back to the other player. And the other person's bluffing or not. There's a lot of games like this. This one was okay. It's been a year almost since I played this one. Kaleido. You are a well-known kaleidoscope designer in the Edo period. And you want to see a magnificent kaleidoscope. What did I give this one? A 6? I said it was okay. That's right. You're just putting out these triangles and matching things and trying to control different things on the board. It's okay. I like the theming of it, though. The kaleidoscope theme is fun. Priceless from 1996. Oh. I guess it shows a picture of a diamond there, but who is buying these games based on these covers? You collect fabulous items. You have little money, but 9 uncashed checks. Woof. That board is not very good. Ooh, I do like... Hang on, let's go back. I like those uncashed checks, though. That's pretty neat. Alrighty, continuing to zoom down. We're halfway through this one here. Night Eternal, the game. And I guess we'll look at this Delve, the card game. Also, Age of Scheme, Roots to Riches. Well, anyway. Night Eternal from Cryptozoic, a vampire-style game here. And I gave it a 6. You anti-blood. In each of these games, you have very dark artwork and everything. It was okay. Delve, the card game. Go through the dungeon with a surviving hero. It's hard to see here exactly. Well, I have no excuse for that one. Well, that's not helping tremendously. Yeah, they look okay. Yeah, it looks very 1990s CCG-ish. All right, Age of Scheme, Roots to Riches. So, John Bauer, the designer of this game, and Martin Wallace had a schism over Age of Steam. And Mayfair, they eventually printed another game for him that was just called Steam. Well, John Bauer made this game called Age of Scheme, Roots to Riches, which was not a very, very hidden shot at Mr. Wallace here. I don't know if the game is good or not. I do know that it caused quite a bit of publicity, good or bad, for Winsome Games, and I didn't play it mostly just because of that. All right, Black Manger Coco, or Block Manger. It's a French implementation of Cards Against Humanity. There we go. I'm out. All right, let's keep looking down here. Star Wars Attack of the Clones card game. So this one here from Ravensburger. And, all right, so a bunch of... I was about to say stills from the movie, but they look more like promo pictures. Looks like a fairly generic game. Is this based on something else? Oh, man, can I call it? Reiner Knizia's Circus Focati, which is a flea game, which is not a bad game. If you notice, this one is ranked 1,623. It's pretty good. And now it has a Star Wars theme instead of fleas. Go figure. All right, what else we got here? Scrabble Express. I'm sure that's as joyful as it sounds. It comes in a little thing. You roll dice and use letters to build a word. Well, last time, didn't we look at a Scrabble game that was very similar to this? This looks almost like the exact same game. It just comes in a different packaging. Get the good times rolling. Alrighty, let's continue down here. Their first Salamander from 1988. This one has 91 ratings. It's a deduction game with a fantasy theme. All right. 4 distinct areas: air, water, fire, and you have to deduce a set of 3 cards. Okay. Not loving the board, although I like that greenery. Huh. This one's rated lower than I might think. It's from Johann Rudinger. Mutabo Sky Tango. Okay. Looks like his games are all published by the same company. That's interesting. Dino Detective Bullets and Teeth. What does that mean? This is from Last Ditch Game. Outrun a horde of zombie beasts while surviving the treachery of your friends. That sounds like a take that game. Maybe it is. But I do like the name. Bullets and Teeth. Was that guy holding up a roll of duct tape from the zombies? Alrighty. Here, Fishy. This one has 147 rankings. It's a hobby game. A magnetic game where you catch stuff. Well, my kids would like that one. Then we have Those Pesky Humans and 20 Questions. So Those Pesky Humans is from Minion Games, a company that's probably defunct right now since the founder of it passed away. This is a dungeon crawl style game, very, very light dungeon crawl style game. It's okay. There's a lot of humor to it, but that's about it. 20 Questions is a 20 Questions board game, which I said was garbage. But did I actually write a rating for this one? Because sometimes I do that. An interesting exercise, not a game, but still interesting. The online version is incredibly fascinating, though. It's amazing at how good the computer is. I'd give that an 8. All right. And that's still true. I love playing against a computer. It's always amazing to me how they can guess what you're thinking of. Okay. The 4th edition of Warhammer is ranked 12,284. That's pretty low for Warhammer. CSA, America's Civil War. Gangster Dice. Kaijudo, this one has 93 ratings, and so does Daiwaij der Renaissance, has 119 ratings. So Kaijudo, it's a reincarnation of TCG Duel Masters with some changes in the rules. Alrighty. Doesn't look that great. And then we have this one here, something of the Renaissance. There's different people. As a head, you are trying to lead your family to a cultural and political, empowered political top. All right. And as we continue down, we're almost to the end of this list. We got just a few more to look at. We'll look at Tricky Dungeon because that sounds interesting. Then we'll look at Scavengers. Then we'll look at Medieval Mastery. And then finally, Robot Riddle Storybook Adventure. Tricky Dungeon. This is from Pumpkin Games. 15 heroes. And there are suits. One's a potion. Special gameplay effects. Oh, Tricky Heroes. Trick-taking game. Well, this sounds fun. I hope it's good. Scavengers. Ah, yes, from Zombie State Games. What else did Zombie State Games mean? I feel like they made another one. Oh, Zombie State, Diplomacy of the Dead. That's right. That was the first company I remember saying, why did you name it? Like, this game has nothing to do. It's just about animals scavenging, food and stuff. It has nothing to do with Zombie State. Yeah, the components are not great for this one. Yeah. Medieval Mastery from Miles Ratcliffe. What else has Miles designed? Exploriana. Okay. So Medieval Mastery, which is one of the worst names you could think of, really. I mean, come on now. You have these different hexes on the board. Scepter of Loyalty, Crown of Fury, Orb of Resurgence. Everything here is something of something. The Orb of Brutality, the Orb of Greed, the Orb of Cleansing, the Scepter of Vigor. Okay. I mean, it doesn't actually look that bad. Technical, medieval, blah, 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 modular board, random combinations. Okay, so those are like special abilities and such. Meh. When did this come out? 2011? Meh. And finally, Robot Riddle Storybook Adventures. It is an award-winning storytelling game. Great. What is the award? Baba Geek Games. I don't dislike the graphic design of that. Artwork's okay. A storytelling game. What is that, a robot wizard? Looks suspiciously like Gandalf. Gameplay inspired by Choose Your Own Adventure. And art from John Ariosa of Mice and Mystics fame. That's pretty cool. And this is from Baba Geek Games. This is the only game they've done. Okay, so when did this come out? 2018. Maybe it's not out yet. Maybe it has 39 ratings. Oh, okay. Well, and these are the Kickstarter people. Well, there you go. Alrighty, well, I was hoping it was good. And maybe it still is, but not looking very promising. And there you go, folks. We've made it through another 100. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think of some of these games in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and you've been watching 10,000 and Below on the Dice Tower.